YouTube video titled Frank26’s Shocking RV Declaration, IQD and VND Revaluation. Happening today, Iraqi Dinar Zone, complete with an introduction for your channel, RV News, written in paragraph format as requested. Welcome. Back to RV News, the #1 source where revaluation isn't just a dream, it's breaking news. If you're holding Iraqi Dinar or Vietnamese Dong, or even just watching the global currency landscape with intense curiosity, then today's episode is absolutely unmissable. Something massive is unfolding as we speak. Frank26, a trusted and long-followed voice in the currency community, has just released a stunning declaration that's sending shockwaves across dinar and dong holders worldwide. According to his latest inside update, the revaluation of the IQD and VND is not a distant vision anymore. It is happening today. That's right. Not next week, not next month. Today. So buckle up and pay close attention. We're going to take you through every detail of Frank26’s message, what this means for your currency holdings, what's going on behind the scenes in Iraq and Vietnam, and how this could reshape the global financial system before the day is over. Frank26 has always been a polarizing yet fascinating figure in the revaluation world. Known for his deep-dive intel, long-standing military contacts, and inside access to economic channels tied to both the Iraqi and U.S. governments, his broadcasts aren't just hopeful, they're strategic. And this time, his tone was unlike anything we've heard before. In his latest update on June 2nd, he spoke with a level of urgency that caught even longtime listeners off guard. He stated plainly and with conviction, "The RV is not coming tomorrow, it's not coming next month, it's happening today." He went on to explain that all indicators from his trusted sources, both on the ground in Iraq and within the UAE, international financial systems, are pointing to this being the launch window for the revaluation of both the Iraqi Dinar and the Vietnamese Dong. Let's unpack what that actually means. First, he noted that specific Iraqi banking institutions had received final communication from the Central Bank of Iraq, CBI, confirming the new operational rates. These rates are said to be not just internally acknowledged, but publicly ready to go live. Multiple banking sources, according to Frank26, have been told to remain on extended duty today, anticipating a rate change announcement that would alter customer-facing forex values. These banks are said to have tested systems, confirmed rate, uploads through CBI channels, and some regional locations even adjusted ATM infrastructures, something that has happened quietly but consistently over the past 2 weeks. Frank emphasized that while Iraq has made many previous announcements of economic reform, what's different this time is the synchronicity of signals from both inside and outside the country. This update lines up with other global financial movements we've been watching closely. Over the past 72 hours, there has been an unusual uptick in non-U.S. central bank discussions related to emerging market currency restructuring. In Vietnam, for example, we've seen quiet but clear adjustments in currency management policy. Just yesterday, Vietnam's Ministry of Finance released a report discussing the recalibration of the Dong's international positioning. While no direct mention of a revaluation was made in official terms, Frank26’s sources claim that the language was a strategic placeholder designed to avoid international arbitrage ahead of an actual rate shift. Behind closed doors, Vietnam is said to have finished its asset backing protocol with China and Russia, a key component that would give the VND real muscle in a new global trade setting. Frank26 didn't stop at banking intel. He also referenced international trading screens. His inside sources have seen placeholder rates on proprietary banking systems and forex backend platforms. These placeholders are not speculative, they're administrative, meaning they are designed to go live at a flip of a switch. According to him, the new IQD rate is set to debut somewhere between $381 and $425 USD. The VND, on the other hand, is showing signs of launching between 0.47 and 0.58 USD. If true, These would be historic changes, elevating both currencies into a tier of legitimacy and value that has been awaited for over a decade. Now let that sink in. If you're holding even a few million in VND or IQD, you could be looking at a transformation of your net worth in hours. Frank26 also addressed something he's kept under wraps until now: the role of the U.S. Treasury. According to his sources, the Treasury has already signed off on the new IQD exchange agreements with 3 major U.S. banks, including Chase, Wells Fargo, and Bank of America. These agreements are allegedly being implemented through back-end compliance channels and will automatically activate once the CBI pushes the button. Frank claims this coordination is the reason we've seen recent murmurs from major banking institutions. For example, several viewers have reported that bank tellers are no longer denying the RV's existence when asked about dinar or dong. Instead, they're replying with vague but telling responses such as, "We're not able to comment on that right now," or "Please check back in a few days." That's a marked change from the outright dismissal many of us have heard for years. So why now? Why is today, June 2nd, the day Frank believes the RV is launching? It comes down to timing and global alignment. Frank pointed out that the World Bank, IMF, and BRICS-aligned nations have all completed their spring meetings. In those meetings, critical decisions were made about the role of gold-backed assets, currency stabilization, and digital trade. Iraq's government, meanwhile, has been unusually quiet, a common tactic used before major economic pivots. Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani has had no major public appearances in over 5 days. The CBI has stopped releasing standard public updates and has been operating in lockdown mode. And perhaps most revealing of all, military and financial contacts have reported a silent activation order within multiple international financial networks, hinting at preparations for coordinated global liquidity movement. These elements, when seen together, point to a high probability that something big is happening beneath the surface, exactly what Frank26 has been hinting at. Another element of Frank's message that raised eyebrows was his mention of redemption centers. For years, redemption centers have been a subject of rumor, often dismissed by skeptics. But Frank claims these centers, specialized financial locations set up to process currency exchanges outside the standard retail banking framework, are now on standby. He reported that select individuals in Tier 3 and Tier 4B, those with currency and contracts outside government or elite circles, have been receiving preliminary notifications through secure email portals. These messages do not state the rates outright, but do instruct recipients to be exchange-ready within 24 hours. If that sounds like a coordinated go signal, that's because it likely is. And then there's the security component. Frank26 was clear. This rollout is happening in tandem with an unprecedented level of cyber and physical security. He mentioned that U.S. cyber command units have been monitoring dark web chatter for months, looking for attempts to disrupt financial data related to Iraq and Vietnam. Simultaneously, intelligence teams have reportedly shut down several crypto fraud networks, trying to spoof dinar rates in advance of the real event. This sweeping digital security effort, in coordination with banking authorities, has been described as a final sweep before revaluation activation. Frank emphasized that this is not normal protocol. It only happens when a nation is preparing to integrate with a new monetary standard. We also need to discuss how this affects holders. If Frank's timeline holds, and the RV truly goes live today, IQD and VND holders will be presented with a narrow window of exchange. Early exchange participants, those who move fast, have documentation in order, and follow protocol, will likely have access to contract rates or near upper market rates. But those who delay or aren't properly prepared may default to international forex rates, which could be lower depending on post-revaluation volatility. Frank26 was adamant that now is the time to stay alert, be organized, and avoid risky behaviors. That includes avoiding unauthorized exchangers, not falling for social media scams, and refusing to share your currency serial numbers or personal information with unknown parties. Another bombshell from Frank's broadcast was the connection between the IQD VND revaluation and the wider global financial shift. He mentioned that this isn't just a regional event. It's part of a broader transition into a commodity-backed financial system. This aligns with what we've been hearing from BRICS nations, especially Russia and China, who have been vocal about their distaste for fiat dominance and have accelerated their shift toward gold-backed trade models. Iraq has recently increased its gold reserves to unprecedented levels, while Vietnam has secured strategic resource partnerships across Southeast Asia. These moves are not coincidental. They are foundational to legitimizing a revaluation and ensuring that the new rates are sustainable in the long term. Frank26 wrapped his broadcast with a message of caution and hope. He urged viewers to stay calm, trust the process, and be ready for rapid change. "You've waited for this moment for years," he said. "Don't let fear or doubt rob you of your blessing. Stay grounded, stay informed, and be ready." His confidence was palpable, but not arrogant. "I